Coming up next on SportsCenter, the Braves are feeling chipper about their lead in the NL East. But would Big Mac's little glove be the difference? Could the Mets play the role of giant killers at Shea? Can the Phils go above and beyond the call of duty in their spoiler role against the Astros? Sammy says let's play too, but it's the Reds bats that do the talking. The AL wild card heats up as the Sox and A's go head-to-head in Oakland, while the Blue Jays just try and stay in the hunt. Could the Tribe clinch a division title already?
Welcome to SportsCenter. Delighted to be sharing ESPN's 20th anniversary with Steve Levy. I'm Trey Wingo.
It's great to be 20 again. Next year we'll be seniors. Coming up on the program, in addition to the items already mentioned, would it be game, shet, match at the U.S. Open? Did the Wiz get ripped off? And the Spurs, after taking it to the hole, they take it to the house. But we begin our next 20 years with the AL wild card race.
A race the Red Sox really trying to put to an end on Tuesday in Oakland. You know, for the A's, their season reached critical mass Tuesday night. Down 3 in the wild card race to Boston, with the Red Sox the invited guests. Oakland's John Jaha making it perfectly clear what's at stake for the A's. Quote, "These games are pretty big." Boston also realizing the opportunity in their 12-game road trip. Said pitcher Bryce Fleury, quote, "We looked at this trip coming in as make or break for us." Sox 3-1 on the trip coming into Tuesday's game. And Miguel Tejada, we apologize ahead of time. Top of the first, Jose Offerman. Hi, Papa. Tejada, I got it. I got it. Don't got it. Offerman would later score. 3 batters later, Nomar Garciaparra fouls one off his left foot. He would stay in the game, have an RBI single. More on that later. Same inning, bases loaded for Jason Varitek. Randy Velarde tries to turn 2. Miguel Tejada tries to do nothing. Sox would score 5 in the first alone. Bottom of the second, Tejada. Sorry, this just isn't your lucky day on the knuckler. Top of the fourth, Troy O'Leary facing Gil Heredia. O'Leary fly ball away from Miguel Tejada. Ben Grieve, though, clearly traps this ball after it bounces off the turf. Amazingly, Mike Everett rules it a catch. Now, Garciaparra left the game before the bottom of the 8th inning. He has a bruised ankle. He is day-to-day. And then why not once more for good measure in the 9th? Tejada striking out again. It was not his better day. And the Red Sox win it, making that 5-run first hang up 5-3. Wilton Veras 3 for 4 with an RBI. Red Sox have now won 10 of 12. A's have lost 3 straight home games, their longest home skid since a 5-game skid in April. So what about the Blue Jays and Mariners? Mariners up 3-0. Gil Mesh facing Darren Fletcher. Fletcher off the end of the bat to left field. David Segui's going to try and score, and Charles Gibson says, "I don't think so." Dan Wilson holds on, you're toast. Still 3-0. Bottom 5th, 4-3. Ken Griffey says that's going to change. In the upright and locked position, a 2-run job is 43rd, sneaking him ahead of Rafael Palmeiro for the AL lead at 6-3 M's. Top of the 7th, still 6-3. Shannon Stewart to center field, and Griffey. I have bat, I have glove. At one point, 6 consecutive shutouts for Junior, 1 shy of the Major League record set, of course, by Ben Chapman in 1937. And the Mariners win it 7-4. For Griffey, that was his 7th career homer off Wells, his most against any pitcher. Junior now 7 shy of 400 homers for his career. He's warming up to Safeco Field, where he has 6 home runs and 16 RBI in his last 9 games. So what about that AL wildcard race? I'm glad you, or that AL wildcard race. I'm glad you asked. The Red Sox win the first of an 8-game road stretch against the A's, Yankees, and Indians. Their lead over Oakland is now 4 games. It is their biggest wildcard lead since July 29th. Toronto drops to 5.5 back. A little later on SportsCenter, we'll check in on what could be the most offensive series, Cleveland at Texas. The 2 teams came into this game numbers 1 and 2 in the majors in runs scored.
It turns out that ESPN's 20-year anniversary is also the 1-year anniversary of Mark McGwire's record-tying 61st home run. That blast came against Sammy Sosa and the Cubs. This season, it's Sammy setting the pace, leading McGwire by 4, and he's held sole possession of the big league home run lead for 45 calendar days. Last year, he never went to bed as the leader. Now, that's not to say he never had the lead. He did, for 102 minutes. Now he had a chance to become the first player to record consecutive 60 home run seasons. Sosa 2 shy, and the Cubs were playing 2 against Jack McKeon's Reds. Top of the 5th, scoreless, Steve Traxel facing Greg Vaughn. Vaughn shot to 3rd. That's where Gary Gaetti was hanging out. Vaughn left muttering to himself. Bottom of the 6th, 2-zip Chicago. Here's Sammy with a man aboard, looking for home run number 59. If it's fair, it's gone. And it's not even close. So the kids out there are fighting for a baseball worth $4.75. Foul ball. Sosa 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts in the game. 2-1 Cubs in the top of the 8th, and Traxel gets Pokey Reese with 2 on to get out of the jam, and the Cubs win by a score 2-1. How about 16-game loser Steve Traxel? He retired 16 straight at one point, allowing just 4 hits in 8 innings to win consecutive decisions for the first time this season. He had pitched 7 scoreless innings in his previous start in San Diego. Keep in mind, Traxel won 15 games last season. What do you say we go for a nightcap? Top of the 3rd. Reds at a 2-0 lead. A man on. Brian McNichol. Welcome to the big leagues. Greg Vaughn, a no doubt about it shot. His 32nd home run. Now, it's not worth as much as a Sammy baseball, but it's still worth looking for. Top of the 6th. Reds lead 6-1, a man on. Vaughn again, this time off Scott Sanders. His second 2-run home run of the game. Reds had an 8-1 lead. And the only thing in doubt was whether Greg Vaughn would have a 3-home run game, and he would. Get out of town, and I mean it. Vaughn goes 4 for 4, 3 homers, 5 ribs, and the Reds blow out the Cubs by the tune of 10-3. The Reds held Sammy down. He was 2 for 8 in the doubleheader, both singles. He said, if I was to hit a home run every day, I would have about 132 right now. Vaughn with his first career 3-homer game. It comes off 3 different pitchers. It's the 14th 3-homer game in the bigs this season. That is 1 short of the major league record. So the race in the Central would swing one way or the other by at least a half game, depending upon Houston's fate in Philadelphia. Darrell Ward up, facing Mike Grace in the top of the 2nd. Scoreless. Shot to first. Rico Bronya can field his position, and you know that hurts on the turf. Bottom of the 3rd, 1-0 Phils. Runners at 1st and 2nd for Bobby Abreu. Get out of town. A 3-run shot, 20th of the year for Abreu, and it's 4-zip Phils. That off Chris Holt. Astros would come back, down 5-3, top 6. 1 out, bases juice for Bill Spires. Up the middle, Alex Arias, nice play to get to it, but can't make the throw. Run scores. It's a 5-4 ball game. Tied at 5, top of the 7th. Ryan Thompson goes deep. 6-5 Houston. The Phillies would come back. Bottom of the 7th. The base is loaded. Jay Powell is now pitching. He walks Kevin Jordan. That would force in a run to tie it at 6. Larry Dierker wondering about the control. Top of the 9th. Still 6 all. 2 on, 2 out. Wayne Gomes pitching, and Ken Caminiti comes through with a base hit to right. Craig Biggio scores. Matt Mieske scores. 8-6. Houston wins. So the Astros battle back from a 4-zip deficit for the 2nd straight game to win their 5th in a row. Caminiti had missed 69 games before being activated in the middle of last month. He's now 7 for 16 on the current trip, boosting the batting average to .288. The Phils used 8 pitchers who combined to allow 11 walks. As you might expect, they've lost 11 of 12. With the win, the Astros pick up a half game on the Reds, who split their twin bill. Houston's lead is now 3 games. It's the most games these two have been separated by since August 8th. Later in SportsCenter, we'll slide on over to the race in the NL East. The Mets look to cut into the Braves' lead with a return of Rick Reed from the DL, while Atlanta tried another improbable hero to celebrate. Highlights later. It was a rather good-sized surprise when we first heard that Rockies manager Jim Leyland was contemplating calling it quits after this season. So it did not come as a shocker that it's now official. In his first year in Colorado, the underachieving Rocks are 16 games under 500 after their latest loss. The former skipper of the world champion Florida Marlins said he loves the job from 7:05 to 10 o'clock, but it's the rest of it. Rocky highlights later in SportsCenter. Never been more evident than it was Sunday. While Atlanta's Greg Maddux was retiring the final 23 Cardinals, New York's Kenny Rogers was mowing down the Giants with a complete game 4-hit shutout. That's 1 better and 1 worse than Maddux, who did allow a run, but on only 3 hits. 2 tough acts to follow for 2 fellows getting back into the swing of things. The Mets' Rick Reed, fresh off the DL, pitching against the Giants, while Terry Mulholland would make only his 6th start for Atlanta since coming over from the last-place Cubs. And that's where we start. Mulholland and the Braves hosting Mark McGwire and the Cards. And Brett Boone on second, 1 out. Chipper, fly ball into the gap and right. Here's Joe McEwing. Nice grab. Oh, he just give you the A effort. Boone is going to try to score all the way from second. The relay is good. Collision at the plate. Alberto Castillo hangs on. Boone is out. Bottom of the 4th. Still 2-1 Cards. 1st and 2nd. Jose Hernandez grounded to short. Misplayed by Luis Ordaz, who then throws the ball to right field. Brian Jordan scores. 2 errors on the play for Ordaz. in the game. It was 2-2 at that point. Mark McGwire struggled, struck out in the 6th, struck out in the 9th, bottom 9th, still 2-2, bases loaded with 2 outs. And Howard Battle, a September 1st call-up, singles to left, scoring Otis Nixon, and the Braves win 3-2. What a great story. Howard Battle, a 27-year-old rookie in his 10th year of professional baseball, comes through. Chipper said afterwards, "We preach to the young guys to stay ready." Well, maybe he doesn't know how old Battle is. Mike Remlinger improves to 7-1. Mark McGwire now hitless in his last 12 at-bats. But the story, Battle recalled on the 1st from AAA Richmond.
I definitely thought about that. I thought they were actually going to intentionally walk him once they got 2-0. So, you know, that was going through my mind, but I didn't want to think about a whole lot. I just wanted to get up there and just give it my best shot.
You know, I was more impressed with this kid coming off the bench like that, coming in. He did it 2 games here this week, and, you know, it takes a little bit of experience to come in and do it, and he's stepping in like a veteran. I
don't want to face those guys too many more times in those kind of situations, but you know, I'm accepting the challenge, and you know, I'm just going to do my best, and I hope that everything will work out for me.
How would the Mets deal with the Braves' victory? Top of the 3rd, Rick Reed back on the mound. Bases loaded for ex-Met Jeff Kent. And Kent flies to center. It's a pretty good fly. It's over Darrell Hamilton's head. Marvin Bernard would score. Watch as Barry Bonds nearly runs past Charlie Hayes as they come around to score. Kent would be thrown out 3rd, but it's 3-0 Giants. Bottom 6, game tied at 3. Bases loaded for Ray Ordonez. And Ordonez grounds one up the middle. Rich Aurelia there to make the diving stop and the flip to second for the out. Mets do get a run. They go up 4-3. John Franco, his 2nd appearance since coming back off the DL. Top of the 8th, game tied at 4. Runner on 3rd. Bernard grounds to short off Ordonez's glove. You don't see that too often. Brent Maine would score. The Giants take the lead 5-4, and they go on to win 7-4. So the Giants have won 9 of their last 11. Turk Wendell loses for the 3rd time in his last 4 appearances. New York's bullpen, a strength throughout. They've allowed runs in 8 of their last 10 outings. The Mets used 7 relievers in all. Rick Reed pitched 102 pitches in 4 innings of work. And Aurelia, the native New Yorker, made the great play you saw. He also goes 3 for 5, and he saved at least 1 run with that diving stop in the 6th. So the Mets fall 3.5 back of the Braves in the NL East. Since the teams were last tied for first on August 21st, the Braves have won 10 of 12. The two clubs still face each other 6 times over the final 13 days of the season. The Mets lead over the Reds for the wild card is down to 3.5. Trey. It's Turner Field, where Chipper Jones and the Braves host Big Mac and the Cards at 7:30 Eastern. And then at 10:30 Eastern, the Blue Jays try to stay alive in the wild card race. And they visit Junior A-Rod and the M's.
While there are many great surprise stories in 1999, the Cleveland Indians clinching the AL Central will not be one of them. However, the speed at which they clinch could generate some news. Tuesday, the Tribe could clinch their 5th straight AL Central crown at warp speed. An Indian win over Texas, combined with a White Sox loss, would give the Tribe the fastest first in divisional history since the schedule went to 162 games. They went to do it against the Rangers. Up and down evening for Manny Ramirez. Here's the up. Singles to left. On the play, Omar Vizquel would come in to tally. Ramirez with 2 RBI in the game, giving 143 on the season. That's the good. But Manny giveth, Manny taketh away. In the second, Mark McLemore to right. Manny Ramirez, Zole! No, sir. All the way to the wall. Royce Clayton scores on the triple, and it's 2-1 Rangers. Bottom 7, Rangers down 3-2. Pudge Rodriguez came in hitting .433 against the Tribe. This will do nothing to hurt that stat. Out and gone, a 2-run shot, and hey, looky there. His 32nd, and the Rangers win at 4-3. So the White Sox are still alive. Perhaps Texas would like to play the Indians in the postseason. They've won 6 of 9 games against them this season. John Wetland saved number 40 Tuesday, his 4th 40-save season. Only Dennis Eckersley can also make that claim. But Wetland got that save Tuesday thanks in a large part to Jeff Zimmerman.
We didn't have much time to think about it because till Pudge hit the home run, we were going to Venafro. And as soon as we took the lead, that's his ball game. 8th inning with a 1-run lead, and he responded by getting 3 tough outs right there in the 8th.
I think when you're playing good baseball, confidence carries over. When we came into the series with New York, we were playing well. Unfortunately, the first game set the tone for, we came up a little short in the series, but I think it's when you catch a team. If your team's hot and you go into the playoffs, you can beat anybody.
All right, you saw Pudge Rodriguez's home run. He entered the '99 season with a career month-by-month batting average that gradually decreased. But this season, he's been consistent near the .350 mark in each of the last 3 months. Perhaps the fact that he didn't play winter ball may have attested to his durability. As for the White Sox, well, the magic number for Cleveland is now 1. The Angels beat them 14-1, so the Sox loss means the Indians have clinched at least a tie. Brian Cooper won his major league debut by allowing 4 hits in 7 innings. Darren Erstad 4 for 5, 3 runs. Tim Salmon 4 RBI.
Earlier that the Giants won. Would Buck and the D-backs allow them to gain any ground in the West. Arizona in Milwaukee. Brewers up 3-2, top of the 6th. And Finley, the crush job and out, tied at 3. Steve Finley would finish 3 for 5, a single away from the cycle. Top of the 6th, bases loaded from Matt Williams with 2 down, and he goes Kerplunk of Eric Plunk, a grand slam. And the Diamondbacks go up 8-3, 33rd homer of the year for Williams, 9th grand slam of his career, 8th grand slam of the season for Arizona. That's an NL high. The game featured a major league record-tying 15 pitchers for a 9-inning game. The Pirates and the Padres, top of the 5th, tied at 1. 2 on, nobody out for the Padres. Jason Schmidt gets Kilvio Veras to ground into the double play. Schmidt would get out of the jam without allowing a run. Bottom 6, same score, 1 on for Brian Giles. Off Sterling Hitchcock. Get out of town. His 36th home run. Pirates win 3 to. What is going on in Major League Baseball? Brian Giles has 36 home runs. Is that possible? Giles goes 3 for 4. Schmidt wins his 12th, going 7 2/3, 1 earned run on only 3 hits.
Yankees and Royals on SportsCenter. Top 1, Derek Jeter facing Jose Rosado. There is no score.
Space is empty.
And Rosado says there will be no score. Struck him out with a high heat. Now in the 3rd inning against Jeter. Blows him away with a fastball. Next inning, Rosado facing Chile Davis, and it's chili sauce. Rosado maintaining a 2-0 lead. He would go 7 innings, tying a career high with 8 strikeouts. Bottom 6, Royals up 3 runners in 2nd and 3rd. Carlos Beltran off Ramiro Mendoza. That gets under Tino. Mendy Lopez and Johnny Damon score. Royals go up 6-1, and they would go on to win 6-3. Jermaine Dye crossed the 100 RBI threshold for the first time in his career. Casey leads the season series with the Yanks 5-3. By the way, since his perfect game, David Cone 1-4 with a 4.22 ERA. Woof. Orioles and Twins, top of the 4th. Albert Bell facing Joe Mays. And quite frankly, this one goes to the nether regions of the Land O'Lakes. His 33rd, his 3rd in 2 games. Goodness. O's up 1-0. Scott Erickson cruising against his old team. He retired 19 players on ground balls, thanks in a large part to plays like Cal, robbing Chad Allen. Baltimore goes on to win 5-0. Erickson allowed just 3 hits. At one point, he retired 13 straight batters, his 4th win in his last 5 starts. Erickson now has not lost to the Twins in 10 starts dating back to July 24th, 1996. His 3 shutouts now tied with Andy Ashby for the most this season.
College football. Alex Gonzalez, the go-ahead RBI triple in the 8th inning to give the Marlins the win. Florida has won 6 of 8 from the Dodgers this season. L.A. rookie Eric Gagne struck out 8 in 6 shutout innings, allowing just 2 hits, although it comes in the losing effort. The Rockies and Expos. Vladimir Guerrero hitting .500 against Rocky starter John Thompson. Bottom of the 4th, 2 on. Expos down 1-0. Not anymore. Base hit, Peter Bergeron and Jose Vidros score. 2-1 Spos. Guerrero 2 for 3, 4 ribs, and the Expos go on to win 4-1. Dustin Hermanson won his 2nd straight start. He's allowed 3 or fewer earned runs in 8 straight starts. But the news after this one, Colorado skipper Jim Leyland made it official. He will retire after this season.
Of Up Close is ESPN2. Join us tonight when Mike Schmidt talks about the surge in power numbers. He says a lot of it has to do with the ballparks.
Now, there are, what, 5 or 6 or 7 Wrigley Fields around the league right now in each league? Everybody's a better hitter because of the size of the ballpark and the lively baseball.
He also talked about Pete Rose, Mark McGwire, and George Brett. Join us at midnight Pacific on ESPN2.
All right, Gary, we will. Greg Vaughn of the Reds had his first career 3-home run game Tuesday night. Vaughn now has 281 career homers.
But did you know, Steve, the player with the most career homers without having a 3-home run game, Greg Nettles, with 390 for his career.
Hey, love to stay and chat, but we got to go. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Steve Levy.
I'm Trey Wingo. ESPN's 20th anniversary is up next. Have a great time watching the party.
SportsCenter is a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Proud to be celebrating our 20th anniversary. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network. Go.com.